Well, I am super excited actually to share today. And I know I share a lot on this call, and I really don't always love to be the one sharing, but I am happy, excited to share today because I have a couple things to talk about. And the first thing I wanted to talk about was the two books that my daughter got for me yesterday. And what I am excited about with these books is that she went to a place at LA Live. LA Live is downtown where they do a lot of the sporting events and things like that. They just built it. It's a giant, giant place. And on the top of LA Live, she went to an event that she had to buy a ticket for called The Happy Place. And it's a pop-up. You can find it on Instagram. And it's going from city to city. I think the next city it's going to is Chicago. And it's literally a happy place. You go in. I think she paid $22, and there are different rooms set up. And you can see kind of the pictures here where it says, "We are Happy Place." And you can jump into a bunch of these yellow like marshmallows, and you can take pictures all over, and each room has treats and candy, and it's just a happy place. It's just, that's what it is. And it has all these books. And so she brought me home, do one thing every day that makes you happy, which is so interesting because it's a journal, and it's kind of based on the Slide Edge, right? Every single day do something that makes you happy, and you can write down different things in this journal on your day-to-day journey of happiness and gratitude. And then the other one is Thinking Happy, Think Happy, and it's instant pep talks to boost your positivity. So if you're having a bad day, you can look at this book, and it goes through just like different thoughts about being, like for instance, chapter 5, things to say when you're feeling grumpy. And I just think it's such a great little book, and Alex brought it home to me, and I was really, really happy to have these two books by my side. And this pop-up, she said, was just great. It was just a bunch of people getting together and being happy. So that's good. I wanted to share that. Second thing I wanted to share is our Nerium Booster Bonus. Now, the reason why Nerium does things like this, and look, this is time-based, so it's from May 22nd to the 31st. The reason why Nerium does this is because this is a way to not only help somebody in your organization get a new brand partner and get paid a little bit more to do that, which is pretty nice, but also a new brand partner. I mean, anybody that's coming in, if they're getting a brand partner, they're getting paid back a lot quicker from their initial investment. So that's a great incentive to get people in during this last 10 days of the month or 8 days of the month. And also, if you bring in a brand partner, this is a way that you might be able to help your brand partner get started in the business, because you're getting an extra $100 bonus on your commission. And I always say, if you're bringing somebody into your organization or your company, you're investing in their success. So you might want to help them get their business cards, or you might want to help them get some extra product, or you might want to help them do their first party and bring the wine. Whatever it is, you're getting an extra bonus of money to do something really great for the person that you brought into the business. And I think that that's a really important aspect of any business. So utilize this booster bonus to your advantage. Today is inventory day, and I like to do inventory all month long. I like to look at my business every single day. But really, inventory day is a way of looking at your business as a business or as a hobby. And I think realistically, it's important to distinguish how you look at your business so that you can do a quality-based inventory. So, it's inventory time again. So you do the rocks and I'll do the sticks. So as a company, you can call into, for those people that don't get on this Zoom, or for those people that maybe a little more part-time than you can contact your organization and help them to do some inventory. It's always on the 23rd. So, you can, sometimes I like to screenshot the night before and see what comes in terms of all the ADOs shipping on the 23rd. Now from the 23rd to the end of the month is all new business. It's new ADOs, and it's new retail customers, and it's new brand partners, and it's new. So everything in your business has come in by this morning when you check your inventory, okay? So that's a really important factor to understand. What I'm going to do right now is I am going to, I wanted to show you first Alex's Happy Place experience. It's really cute on Facebook, and maybe you guys can see this first. As you can see, she's jumping for joy in the happiness place. But anyway, I'm going to share my screen right now by going into the back office, okay? And I want to kind of go through a little bit on how I do inventory. And I know everybody on here probably already knows how to do inventory, but I like to sometimes go over it because I think that sometimes, you know, you can find out little things that might be able to help you. And, you know, I just think it's a really good idea to just go through it once in a while. And we haven't done that in a long time. So I'm going to just, I'm just going to continue with a brand new brand partner who hasn't really done anything yet. It just is loving the products, but wanted to become a business owner just in case they wanted to do something. So basically, the way I look at our back office, can everybody see what I see? Or, I guess just give me a thumbs up or send me a
yes.
Okay, so basically, when you first get into your back office, you have this streaming block of information. Now, when you're doing inventory, this is important. If you guys don't go into your back office as often, maybe as you think you might, you think you should, or you don't have time or whatever, it's always good maybe once a week if you don't go in every day to kind of look what's going on. So you can see here when the company is scrolling information, it's reminding you like time to get real. So, you know, this is a promotion that we're doing right now from May 1st to June 30th. And the availability of, you know, the digital edition of Live Happy, which is a wonderful resource of lots of great information, and our Nerium Leadership Academy. So if you are in different parts of the country, you can tap into this and see where your leaders are. We have one coming up in Orange County. And then, of course, our convention gives you all the details and how to register. And then, you know, more promotions on looking at before and after pictures. Why it's important to do this kind of inventory is to remind yourself of how you can really help a new brand partner or somebody on your team to do some activities that might promote business for them and might promote business, okay, and money. So these Prolistic cards are great information, and all of that is in our store, that you can go in our store and get lots of tools. And that's another way that you can help a new brand partner, by going into that store, buying some of those tools to help them be able to give out information. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I always go into my business and I always go into the leader dashboard. The leader dashboard is our, you know, basically our inventory base. And you can see a lot of things here. So when you go through it, you can see, you know, the new brand partners total. You can see how many customers personally. You can see your personal qualifying volume, your group volume, and of course your running total of your commissions, your lifetime earnings, your weekly earnings. And then as you scroll down in this inventory, this is kind of where I live. So, and why I live here is because this is the place where you can go into your organization and help people to change where they are today by the end of the month. So this is where it says view rank requirements. And if you haven't used this before, or you have used it before, it's important that you are familiar with it so that you don't give people the wrong information, which is easy to do. So it takes a little practice. So basically what this outlines for you is, this person that I'm highlighting here is a brand new brand partner. She hasn't gotten any customers or brand partners, but if she wanted to, we could go in there and kind of map out what she needed to do. So right here, it tells you, okay, is she a brand partner? Yes. Is she valid? Yes, she's active. One minimum personal volume requirement met. Actually, not yet this month. She didn't get another ADO. So I could call her up and say, hey, you know what? if you'd like to get another ADO. Maybe there's another product you'd like to try. But I know when she ordered her stuff, she was specific on what she wanted. But I'm just saying, if you want, that's a way of knowing that when somebody's ADO is not met, they don't get paid. And this is a really important aspect of inventory when you're going through your people. You want to make sure that they have the minimum personal volume requirement. And remember, they can either buy the product at $90 for themselves, or they can have 200 in personal qualifying volume with customers. So either way, this is a key component to getting paid. And then the 1,500 group qualifying volume is capped at 60% in one leg. So that's a really, really important aspect. Sometimes you can read this wrong, and if it says, you know, a certain volume here and 60%, a good majority of the 60% is coming from one leg, that's where you have to kind of look at where your business is coming from and how you can maybe help each that other leg to get that 40% or 35%. Because remember, we do have 3 legs, but 60% can come out of the 1,500. So if you think about that, when you're looking at your business and you're designing how you want your business to go, when you do the math on that, 60% of 1,500 is 900 in volume. So one of your legs can be 900, okay? And the other leg can be, you know, literally 700, and the other leg can be actually just an active ADO to get you to the next level. But you need to have that 1,500 in volume. You need to have 3 personally active brand partners. So that means your active brand partners do not necessarily have to be the ones doing the work in your organization, but they have to be active in order for you to be able to go to the next level. So you always want to help your personally sponsors stay in the game. And how do we do that? We help them get their 3 or free. If all of your personally sponsored were 3 or free and they had their own ADO, you would be fine all the time in terms of keeping that aspect of your inventory in check. And then you have to have 1 personally sponsored in each of your legs at least. So here's the thing about that, guys. If you're looking at your organization and you're wondering, hey, I didn't rank up, or hey, I should have ranked up, but I'm not ranked up, you can go into this part of your inventory and you can find out what's wrong. Maybe this personally sponsored active brand partner says 3 that you're required, and it says 2 over here. That happened to me yesterday. I was looking at my inventory and I couldn't understand why I went back down to brand partner, but it turned out that one of my personally sponsored had not gotten their ADO yet. And it was interesting because as I was doing that, she texted me and she said, oh, my credit card, I need to change out my credit card. So we did that, and then of course she was active again. So there are ways of doing small things to create big things in your organization. And of course, every rank that you go to, the next rank tells you what you need to do. So here on the director level, so think about that. One of your legs on the director level, when you think about building inventory and looking at your business, if you have 45 in volume that you need, okay, and you know that one of those legs can be 60% of it, that means 2,700 can come out of one leg, right? So it's a really good idea to kind of look at each of your legs and decipher how you're going to get there, because the other 1,800 of that can come out of the other 2 legs, or even one other leg can be very strong and the other one at that point can still be at the director level, you know, an active ADO and some customers or whatever. So this is where I live, and here's the great part about this, okay? When you're in your leader dashboard, you can actually go line by line and put in the person's name that you're looking at, and you can go into their rank requirements to help them figure out what it is that they need to do in order to get to the next level. Now, the other thing that I like to do is I like to go into this sponsor tree, okay? The sponsor tree is where you get to see line by line where this organization is at. And you can look at it yourself, and you can show your brand partners how to do this. But as the leader of your own organization, of your own business, you can look at this and you can go line by line and kind of look at what this person is doing. So if I want to find out what Julie's up to, and she doesn't have an auto delivery, she doesn't have personal qualifying volume, but let's say she did, I can go into, click on Julie's name, and I can look at her volume history, and I can also look at her order history. So I can see here, you know, what she got so far, what she has, okay? So, and you can do that on anybody in your organization. It gives you good info. It gives you good intel to see where they're at. It also will show you that if they haven't had an order in maybe 5 months, they're going to get purged out at 6 months. It's a good idea to call them and say, hey, I don't know if you know this, but every 6 months that you don't get an ADO or you don't have any customers, you're automatically purged out of our system. Is that something that you want to have happen? You know, would you like to order an ADO and just get another 6 months or whatever? So, or would you like to become just my customer? You know, and that's something that is definitely worth a phone call. Also, here is a way for you to look at last month's organization. So you can compare on what happened last month to what happened this month. And just by clicking on that, it'll take you back to last month's thing. You can also find out, you know, about the person, their phone number, if you need to call them, their email. And then I also like to, on my leader dashboard on inventory days, go into my business drivers. Now, this is really where you get an overview of not only your business, but your team as well. It gives you your personal starts, personal new starts. It gives you your FSQ, and it gives you your team FSQ, which is your Fast Start Qualifying, and it tells you how many brand partners are in their window. So that's a marketing driver, right? Also, over here tells you how many people right now are going to Vegas in her organization. So you can do that on any of your people's organization. There's a lot of information that you have here. And what I recommend is if you are working every day, to maybe take an hour or a half hour if you have a day to really go line by line and write down where people are at and how you could possibly help them, because it's really interesting in the last, 8 days of the month how you can make literally magic happen in your organization. Now, there's a lot more that you can do in terms of inventory day. Because Miriam has a very, very broad system, and they've given us a lot of tools that as a new brand partner, I don't always recommend you go over with every new brand partner, because I'm in the belief that, you earn as you learn, and we don't want to overwhelm people with just tremendous amount of, information. So that's, as the leader, it's your job to kind of make that simple and easy. But as you get more advanced, you can start going into the report center, and you can start viewing the different reports on how to help you. So in inventory day, utilizing your 3 or free check tracker is a very, very key report, because if people have 2 customers and they only need 1 more customer to become 3 or free qualified, that's a big deal, you guys. That's a gift to give somebody and say, hey, you know what? You very easily can get some free product next month. What's your favorite product? Let's just get it for you for free. And that's a great thing to be able to do for somebody, okay? Also, your own PCs, you can find out, who's qualified, who's not qualified, how can you help them? How can you maybe talk to them about the new promotion that we have going for customers, brand partners, PCs? Maybe you have some retail customers that might want to take advantage of that. Oh, nothing is changing on your screen. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me go back and I'll see where it is. I'm sorry about that. So thanks for saying that. So here's the report center. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 3 or Free Tracker. Now, these are reports that are already set up for you in the back office. You know, Miriam's done a great job at putting that together over time. This didn't come the first day, but now over time, they've put together a lot of great reporting. And you can actually also customize reports that you are interested in doing. So, you know, and groupings, you can put people in groupings and follow that. And once you create the report, it's always there. So this is a wonderful place to be able to kind of toggle back and forth from your reports to perhaps going right back to, you know, your leader dashboard. And honestly, if that's all you did was work on your business drivers and your inventory and your rank advancements and go into your brand partners and see where people are at, if that's all you did to have time to do in the next day or so, preferably as quickly as you can, because inventory is something that every single business on the planet does. There isn't a business alive that doesn't, that's a successful business that doesn't do inventory. So, you know, regardless of where your business is at, it may or may not be exactly where you want it to be. But I got to tell you, inventory is a way for you to kind of see the future or make stuff happen that you want to have happen. Or to even look at your business and talk to people and say, where are you at? Where would you like to be? I've looked at you, you know, when you're the leader and you say to somebody, I've looked at your business, I know exactly where you're at and I know how to help you. Are you interested in having me help you? It looks like you're really close to getting to senior brand partner. I know exactly what you need to do. Do you want to do that? Would you like to make maybe a little extra money? Would you like to get your products for free? If you're looking at your business and you know that, it means the world to your brand partners to say, hey, even if you haven't had time to look at your business, I have. And also, that makes you very intentional about your business. It makes you intentional about where people are at. And by the way, if people are not at where you want them to be at, it's okay. Meet them where they're at. Meet them where what they want to do, because that's another aspect of an inventory. Look, not everybody wants to have Miriam as their, you know, sole business. Some of it's a business in a box. It's a part-time, spare time thing. But as the owner of your own business, you want to know who's in it, who's sort of in it, who's kind of in it, who just wants product. Everybody counts, okay? And one of the biggest parts of any industry or anything is the product. And we have a lot of great products. Last night, you know, I've been talking to people about EHT because I have had such a great response with that in my life, not only with my sleeping, not only with the way I feel, not only with my memory, but also I feel like, you know, it's doing things I don't even know what it's doing. And the research is so good. And so when I'm on the tennis court, I just say small things to people, like when they can't remember the score and they're like, you're always remembering the score, Annie. I go, well, I take a brain pill. You know, I don't say, oh, this is my business, I want to, you know, sell you something. I just go, well, I take a brain pill. And I said, for me, it's been really great. And not only do I remember things, because I got a lot of vitamin D now and I really feel good, you know. And so I got 2 customers yesterday, and it was basically over time. It was customers that I hadn't been necessarily soliciting. I had just said, yeah, you know, I take a brain pill. And then another person who a really good friend of mine who I work on a charity with, who's becoming more of a friend of mine, I guess I could say. Her husband has early onset Alzheimer's, and you could see it in her eyes. She's just tears up. She's just sad, and she's seeing it happen before her eyes. And about a month ago, I was at one of our meetings, and I said, you know, Valerie, I want to just give you this packet. Take it to his doctor. You know, see how you guys see how he likes it, and kind of track it. You know, you're with him all the time. See if you see anything. And she said to me last night, she goes, I want to get on the ADO. I absolutely see a difference with my husband. I absolutely see a difference. And she was crying. This is a big deal, you know. And so I said, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how happy I am to hear that. You know, from a value added point of view, that is what better gift could you give somebody, right? So those are the types of things when you're talking to people, you know, you want to share stories like that. And you also, this is how you can do inventory with somebody. Hey, you need one more person to get to your 3 or free. Is there anybody that you know that might need a brain pill? I just heard this great story today on my mastermind, and I really want to help somebody today. I want to help somebody do something great today. So basically, this is, the more you're in your back office, the more you're looking at your inventory, the more you're looking at things like this, the more you're going to get familiar with it, and you're going to want to be back there more and more. Okay, so that's really my training today on back office. I know it's not everything, but I don't want to do everything because not only do we not have time, but those are the basics. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
Just one thing I want to add, and that is I always look at the CCV, because on the last Wednesday of the month, when it's calculated, is what I get paid on commissions for the next month. And I try to get it as high as possible, at least over 1,001, so that I get the highest commissions. So it's another one of those drivers I look at with everybody and try to help them get it at least above 201 so that they can be paid commissions.
And that's a huge, Randy. So thank you so much for bringing that up, because again, I couldn't cover everything, and that's a key component to our comp plan. Which I know is only going to get better at conference, because they talked about it on the NMD call and on corporate. So that's a big deal, you guys. Look at the CCV, look at where you're at, and look at where your people are at, because Randy's right. If you can get a few small things for people, it means a big deal for people, okay? So that's great. Awesome. Anybody else? Okay, so today's inventory day. So have fun doing inventory. Let's make some magic happen and have some happiness. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annie. This is
Thank
immensely
you.
helpful.
Goodbye, everyone.
Very good, Annie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you for bringing that up.
Wow, Annie, great mastermind this morning.
Thanks, Barbara.
Bye.
Thanks, Annie.
Bye.